the moderator today. Yes. I'm based in Lucerne, in Switzerland. How about you guys?
Me too.
You too, in Lucerne?
No,
I'm based in. Sorry,
I'm
go
in
ahead.
Zurich. I'm in Zurich.
Okay,
Yes.
not far.
Not far. You're in Lucerne?
Yes, in Lucerne, that's right.
Ah, okay. I just passed today. I had to return from Lugano, so I passed over Lucerne.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Lugano is even hotter than here, right? I think.
yes, 35. It's incredible hot. Yeah.
Although yesterday here was 35 degrees as well, which is unusual.
Yeah, and we all have no air conditioning, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. So you have in Istanbul, you have air conditioning, right? In a couple. My name is, by the way, Olga, but we cannot change here. I think we are assigned to those names. I'm Clever forever. So I'm Olga, and you are. And Capsero is in Istanbul, and Integrity.
No, Capsero is not in Istanbul actually. I am personally in Istanbul at the moment, but okay. we are a Swiss startup. I'm calling you from Istanbul, but we are based in Switzerland. Okay. And Benjamin, our co-founder, will join us. He's also in Switzerland.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in Munich actually, but I mean the startup is of course also in Zurich. But here it was also quite hot yesterday. It was around 35 degrees. But today it cooled down, which is quite nice for the pitch today, not to be sweating too much all day before. Yeah.
So we are happy we have a judge with us because the event manager is still missing. So we are nervous. I am the first one.
Yeah, I saw many judges listed for today and many that I haven't met before. So let's see who's going to join. I'm sure the event managers will be busy calling the judges to make sure that they show up.
Yeah.
Great. Have you guys done many pitches before, or is this the first one for some of you, or how much experience do you have pitching?
Many pitches. Yeah.
Many pitches.
I'm already at the next round, pitching round, as a seed round. So I did pre-seed and now I'm seed round.
Okay.
So I'm all the time pitching. It's my major activity right now.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your name? You can only see cow level, the name of the startup.
Okay. My name is Boris.
Okay.
Hi, Boris.
Nice to meet you.
This comes with a link, I guess.
Yes, it does. Yes. Where are you joining from today?
Rotkreuz in Canton Zug in Switzerland.
Okay. I'm in Lucerne, so very close.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So the bottle is mainly for Swiss companies, right?
Yeah, it's intended mainly for Swiss companies. That's right.
But it's happening everywhere. There's
they're
happening in all countries.
Yeah, the different events for different countries, and today we have the event for Switzerland, so mainly startups from Switzerland and across all industries. That's the purpose. And this is actually just the second event that we are doing. We did the first one 3 months ago, and today is only the second one. So Switzerland is pretty new. I mean, they had these events for quite a while in other places, but Switzerland today is the second one. So it's great to have so many of you guys joining today.
Honor, pleasure.
Yes, it's just really an honor, a pleasure, right? Yeah.
Okay, we had someone else join Reor20.
I'm actually Danny. Reor20 is the company. Hi, guys.
Yeah, that's what we thought. What's your name?
Danny.
Danny, okay, great. Where are you joining from, Danny?
Zurich.
Zurich, okay. Quite a few people from Zurich.
When I am allowed to ask a question, how do we do that? We have like whatever PDF, PowerPoint, and share the screen?
Yeah, you will be sharing the screen and you will have about 3 minutes to present your pitch. And then afterwards, we're gonna have a Q&A session with the judges. And then afterwards we do the voting, and then we move to the next startup, and at the end we're going to announce the results.
And the results will be what?
If you get 1, 2, or
Results,
3
not-
million in
Yeah,
funding.
the results of the ranking, like who's first, who's second, who's third, and I think the event manager will clarify that again later. But basically, the winner will go to the next event, which I don't know, either the European level or the global level. But the winner will go to the next event. But yeah, even if you don't come first, if you do quite well, some of the judges are investors as well, so you might have some follow-up with them. So do your best.
Okay, the audience is just the judges.
Yes, so the startups and the judges and the event.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, good. Thanks for telling me that.
yeah.
So, and we get our pitches recorded back, right? So that we can reuse it for other.
Yes, I understand.
Events.
The event manager will record those. Yeah.
I think your question was if we can receive these recordings, right?
I think you can. So just ask. Did you talk to Lena or to Kate? One of them will be.
Yeah, Lena is here. Hi guys. Yes, you will receive the link for the recording.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
Lena.
you.
So Dirk, I think we can start in a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes, because we are waiting for some of our judges, okay?
Yeah.
So as usually we start from judge introductions, and after that pitch event.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
So Lena, we don't see you. Right? You
Yeah.
are the event manager. It's just Lena, or what was the name?
Yeah.
Today, Dirk is a host for Unicorn Pitch Switzerland.
Yeah, I'm the moderator, and they are the event managers, and maybe they're a bit shy. They don't turn on their camera, but
We
that's
just like technical support.
okay.
I see.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have many startups, and I don't want to take away.
Yeah, I think we can start from judges and.
So I'll just start by introducing myself, and then I
Yeah,
think more
sure,
judges will join as we go along. Yeah, so my name is Dirk. I'm the moderator for today, based in Luzern, Switzerland. And yeah, I have a company called Seed Angels, where we do investments in startups, and also I'm in the process of launching my own startup, actually my first one, that has to do with sustainability management. And
John, are you in?
Hi, doing well, thank you. How about you? Yeah, doing sustainability management, and we've created a solution to manage a carbon footprint. It's a B2B SaaS solution. So if any of the other judges interested to learn more, please contact me directly. And yeah, with that, I'm going to pass it to the next judge to introduce themselves. I'm just going to call someone who I see. I think Andre is a judge. Are you there?
Andre, me?
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I'm Andre. I am an investability assessor for Capital Pilot and entrepreneur, and looking forward to this event and to see nice pitches. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre. Then maybe we can go with Gernot next. Are you there?
Yeah. Hi. I'm Gernot. I'm normally based in Vienna, currently in a hotel room in the Austrian parts of the Alps, so close to Switzerland today. I used to be an entrepreneur myself in the field of online real estate. I operated a search engine in Austria and Germany, and switched sites almost over 2 years ago, being a full-time business angel, based in Vienna. Broad agnostic when it comes to the topic, but mostly focused on German-speaking markets.
Okay, thank you, Gernot. Great to have you. I see Gary is joining us again. Gary, do you want to go next?
Hi, Dirk. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. My name's Gary Fowler. I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've been involved in 17 startups and 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team at Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva, which we sold about 8 weeks ago. We believe that intellectual capacity is evenly spread around the world and opportunities are not. I'm the CEO, president, and founder of GSD, Get Shit Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in Palo Alto, California. And it is great to be here and great to see some interesting, familiar faces, Alvin, Dirk, etc.
Great name.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. So let's go with Alvin next.
Good morning, everybody. Gary, who needs coffee after speaking with you? It's early over here in Canada. I'm in the capital markets advisory business, helping companies do M&A on the path to going public. I've turned 7 companies around that were distressed into industry champions. And it's just great to be here on another Unicorn Battle event and seeing some wonderful familiar faces. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Alvin. Thanks for joining us today. Then maybe we go with Kai next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. I'm humbled to be part of this event again. Very happy to be able to participate. I'm primarily focused on the games industry. We're quickly approaching about 120 billion revenue a year in the industry, so there's a lot to do. I am active as an angel investor with several syndicates and also an executive in the industry itself, working with companies around the world. Wish everyone good luck today and much success, and thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Kai. Let's go with Aisha next, if you're there.
Aisha.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't pronounce your name correctly.
Aisha Kaşıkçı. Did you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're breaking up a little bit. Can you maybe try to speak a bit more?
Okay, I'm trying. Hello, everyone. I'm Aisha Kaşıkçı from Turkey. Thank you for your kind invitation. I am an independent investment and co-benefit consultant. I am also a researcher at Sustain Finance. I work on startups to create a corporate balance with innovative energy. I'm looking forward to watch today's presentations. I wish each of them success. Good luck.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
How about Raymond? Are you there?
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and see you.
Excellent. Right, very nice to be at another of these events. My background is actually as a credit analyst. I've been doing this for many years, specializing in tech companies. At the moment, I'm mainly involved in fundraising and providing investor access, business development for SAS companies. Sustainability is very much the speciality, as is health tech, and looking forward to seeing what's on offer and wishing everyone a lot of luck.
Great, thank you very much, Raymond. Adrian, I think I have not called up yet. Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Hello, everyone. I'm Adrian. I'm a board member at Plugin Foundation. This is an NGO for the tech and innovation diaspora for Polish people. And I'm responsible for organizing our own startup event. And it's a great pleasure to be here yet again. And good luck to all the startups.
Thank you for joining. Tomasz, do you want to go next?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Tamar Zatoy. I live in Warsaw. I'm an expert in financial markets with broad international experience, and currently I am building my own startup, disrupting macroeconomic forecasting. I'm very happy to be here and wish good luck to all the participants. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And now you guys have to help me. Anyone who I haven't called up, please, please
Hi,
introduce
Dirk. I had joined a few minutes late, so I can make a brief introduction as well.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Onur from Onyx Capital. I'm based out of London, / I spend a lot of time in Istanbul as well. I'm an ex-investment banker who turned an angel / VC investor 5-6 years ago. So I currently do investing up to pre-series A, series A level, especially in industrial innovation, clean tech, logistics tech, as well as some social impact investing. Under Onyx Capital, it's mostly an angel group that can write tickets up to $400,000 collectively. But I also do direct investments personally as well. So anything in Europe / Turkey is of interest. So thank you for joining, inviting me as a jury on this event as well. Thank you.
Great, thank you for joining. Anyone else who hasn't introduced themselves, please speak up.
I'm sorry, I've been late for a couple of minutes. So hello, Dr. Hermans. It's a pleasure seeing you again, as this being my second time being. Okay, I'll call you Dirk. So eventually, because I know that you're a PhD, but it's
but that's okay. Yeah.
So it's a really hot here in Belgrade. It's like 40 degrees of Celsius, and we are ready for summer. Nevertheless, I'm really looking forward to pitching for this event. For the ones who haven't met me in the past, my name is Guy Ivanka. I'm from Belgrade. I'm senior finance executive, mostly working with mid-sized corporations and generally technology-oriented companies. And as being a CFO of Fashion Union LLC, which is a startup turned to leading clothing manufacturer specialized in light knitwear production, I understand the process of being a startup and moving through all the stages to come up to the success. So I'm really looking forward to see today pitchers, to understand what drives them about their startup path, and looking forward to interact. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to have you again.
And I just wanted also to introduce myself. I'm Stefan Pesch. I'm taking care of the LPA, which is the Luxembourg Private Equity and Venture Capital Association. We have more than 370 members, a majority of general partners and VCs. We love tech, digitization, and certainly also such, let's say, pitches. And we want to attract many to Luxembourg and help them out. So that's a bit our purpose, and wanted also to congratulate all the participants and wish them best of luck for today.
Great. Thank you for your introduction, Stefan. Any other judge who hasn't introduced themselves, please come forward. Okay, that doesn't seem to be the case, but I think we have many highly qualified judges today, and you heard many of them are investors as well. So I think that's a great opportunity for all the startups to deliver their pitch and hopefully find the investments that they're looking for. So with that, I would turn it over to Olga to get us started. Olga, are you ready to get us kicked off?
Yes. Thank you very much, Dirk, for introduction, and thank you for this opportunity to present our pitch. So I have 3 minutes, right?
Yes, 3 minutes. Yeah, yes. But I'm not going to be so strict, but not too much of that, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So I'm Olga. I founded Clever Forever. And being a gifted child, I wanted to become a musician, but then I have chosen higher mathematics. Later, as a CEO, I successfully built 2 startups for big corporations such as Swiss Re and ING. And now I want my own unicorn. So our mission. So there are a lot of apps available for school children and for higher education, but remarkably less for preschoolers. It is time to make a proper use of unavoidable screen time spent by kids in our digital age. It is time to enable our smaller kids for a head start at school in a playful way, and to prepare and recognize them for personal potential of each child. So, and the last but not least, to allow parents to take a break without feeling bad. So our response to these challenges was development of our app, Cat and Clever. So it is an edutainment app for preschoolers. It has a combination of different learning activities. It has adaptive level of difficulties through AI and machine learning. It has unique parent dashboard, which monitors child's progress. Here you see a demo of the app. So we have just after half a year after we launch our app, we have already 55,000 active users who are using 30 lessons with 300 activities in 4 languages: English, German, and even we developed Russian and Ukrainian for the kids of Ukrainian refugees. So our goal is to reach 120,000 users this year. So here you see a competitor screen. So there are competitors from Europe and US, whereby none of the competitors has developed personalized schedules as we do, and none of them has developed a parent dashboard with monitoring progress of a child of a do. So our main competitor is ABC Mouse in the US. ABC Mouse, just after 10 years of operations, has reached 3 billion market capitalization, and it doubled its market capitalization over pandemic. ABC Mouse should expand to Europe, and if they would do so, it would be a perfect exit opportunity for our company. Now to a business model. We started with a free app, and now we are transitioning to freemium model with subscription fees of 9 euros per month. Total addressable market in German and English-speaking Europe accounts for 19 million parents of kids, and which will be a value of 2 billion euros. To our team, we work since 3 years together. We have a combination of different abilities, so business development, we have a computer science engineers, and we have education people. Especially proud we are of our scientific advisory board, which has such famous researchers from renowned universities as NYU in the US, ETH from Zurich, and EPFL
I'm
from
sorry, the time is over. Thank you very
5
much.
years time, expansion worldwide, market leader in gamified learning. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Dirk said he would not be so strict, so
yeah,
thank you.
I was about to say something, but I think you were okay. You were just maybe 30 seconds over, but that's good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so let me turn it over to the judges for the Q&A. Anyone who wants to go first? Yeah, you can just speak up. So Kai, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, hi, thank you. Thanks for the presentation. You mentioned the number of 55,000 active users. Is that installs or is that actual active users? And is it
There are
per month?
active users, it's not just installs, it's just active users. And so they use our app at least 2 times per month. So the small kids do not use it really. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
You're welcome.
Gernot, I think, has a question as well.
I would be interested in the customer acquisition costs and lifetime value if you have already values for that.
Yeah, customer acquisition costs. So right now we are doing marketing campaign, and so we acquire every new client with in an online campaign with an average of 3 euros per new client. So we are doing only online marketing campaign. We are saving on stuff. Yeah. So and so over 2 years. So we are supposed to have the clients over 2 to 3 years. We hope that they will remain us during the whole preschool period. So and it will be around 150 euros life acquisition cost.
Okay, let's go with Honor next.
Thank you. Hi, Olga, and thank you for the presentation. I've recently put my own money as well as an investor group in a gamified coding app as well. So I kind of have a relatively decent idea about the edtech market, but your focus is a little different than what I'm looking at, which is typically K-12 as well as more B2B focused part of the official curriculum kind of apps. I mean, since COVID began, of course, there's been a very high level of proliferation in both preschool and K-12 applications out there because people change their lifestyles. And what do you think will make your company the outstanding one among these large number of apps being in the market at the moment? Because a lot of the content is not necessarily unique to replicate. So what's going to be your competitive edge? And secondly, is there going to be some kind of a B2B or a corporate angle to this? Will you be partnering up with school chains or some preschool establishments, etc.? Because B2C is, of course, good to scale up, but it's not super reliable because they may use you for a month or two and then suddenly you have to replicate the same scalability, CAC, etc. issues. So what do you think is going to be the optimal business structure in the future?
Thank you for this question. Yes, so so our unique selling proposition is that we are doing personalized learning. So no one of the apps which are available now offers personalized learning in a playful way. So moreover, we have a combination of different subjects. Currently, the apps which are available for preschoolers are just one-off apps, like math app, language app. So parents have constantly to look for another app to entertain their kids. We are giving a combination of different subjects such as mathematics, language, social, cultural, space, and so on. So the parents just have to use our app and they are happy to develop their kit and they tap on their personal talents because we need to develop the talents early to be to enable the kids for academic career. So regarding
that requires a lot of content development as well, because if you want to cater the whole spectrum rather than just one or two subsets, it's going to be important you have ongoing development on that sense.
Exactly, we are doing ongoing development. Every month we are issuing new lessons. With each lesson has 10 activities. And our lessons are stories, which also do not exist in other apps. So our stories are having always 3 characters in place, mouse, cat, and a dog, and they are entertaining the child through the learning exercises, which is always stories. Our stories are accompanied by the music, which is composed especially for us by Kraftwerk. Do you know this pioneers of digital music? So we are having a holistic approach to the whole lesson, and think we have a unique over here offering in the space right now. We cooperate with these famous guys who are experts in gamified learning, personalized learning, which I mentioned. So, and we think that we have a quality app which no one has in Europe right now. So concerning B2B,
the time is over. Sorry, let's continue in our chat, please.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Olga. So let's go to the next startup, which is Reor20, please.
Hi guys, please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
No?
Not yet.
Sorry, how about now?
Now we can see it.
Okay. So, hi guys, I'm Danny, the founder of Reor20. Reor20's vision is to create the tools for societies to fight the climate crisis implications on global flooding. Global floods and climate crisis are causing problems to 1.5 billion people and are costing over 3 trillion annually. Those numbers are expected to be doubled by 2060. Reor is on the side of the risk owners, the ones that are really exposed to the risk, namely people, businesses, and governments. We currently started addressing the problem from the business side. With Reor's help, risk owners are able to understand if they are exposed, and awareness is one of the biggest problems. If people, governments, or businesses understand that they are exposed, then we can move to the second suite of products of REOR that will help them understand what the major risk factors are driving the risk. And finally, they will be able to mitigate the risk optimally. In essence, REOR will help all the actors in societies to reduce their overall flood risk via optimal flood mitigation plans. And in mitigation plans, you can have either engineering or insurance-related measures. So how is this possible? What we create is the most accurate physics-based engine and the only physics-informed AI emulator that can provide full dynamics of flood events down to a specific building. We can produce information of the direction, depth, and momentum of the water for any given event, historical or any climate change projection. What you are seeing on the screen is a site in Switzerland that was exposed heavily into momentum of water. What you're seeing is like the flow field as produced by our tools. This is an actual video from the event. This is one risk factor that is currently, for example, neglected due to the tech limitation. You can tell me if that is important. By the way, this plant has some chemicals that were driven down to Are and increased the pH of the river, and that caused major environmental problems. So while we're doing this, we're addressing a huge market that is about 6 billion, and our plan is to implement a very simple SaaS model. Thank you very much for your time. Imagine a world that understands your flood risk.
Thank you very much, Danny. Let me turn it over to the judges. Who wants to go first with the first question, please? Can you maybe stop sharing your screen? Then I can see who's raising their hand. Okay, thank you. Let's go with Adrian first this time.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. So actually, I have a couple of questions, but let's start with one. Can you tell us a little bit about the current solutions? If there are any other companies that are trying to tackle the same problem, like who you will be competing with?
Yeah, we have companies that are trying to focus on large areas, predominantly because the target audience is either governmental organizations or insurers. We go the other way around. We try to develop a technology that is so accurate that can address the risk on micro level. And with our AI emulator, then we're planning to globalize that and practically win the market, the total battle, let's say, against our competitors. We know our competitors. I can share the names. We know what they're doing. We have recreated most of their models, and we know their capabilities. So,
thank you.
Thank you. Gernot, did you have a question as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Dirk. Great presentation. I would like to know more about your protection. Can you tell us a bit about your protection? I know it is pretty early to discuss about it, but nevertheless, what is your idea? As I have seen that you already have 1 million in funding and 2 clients and incubation with the European Space Agency. And additionally, would like to know what was brought on the table as far as the incubation and acceleration programs are concerned. So you are an ESA BICCH alumni, and you already have 200K grant, as I understood from your summary. So can you elaborate that and connect how does it help you in terms of product development, financial assistance, and generally mentorship?
Yeah, so actually we finished with the European Space Agency incubation. We are now alumni. So actually, it was a great kick at the beginning of the company. The 200 grand was really valuable at the beginning. Then they help us because all the input in our algorithms are coming. Actually, not all, but most of the inputs are coming from space. So satellite images, SAR, and that's how they help us predominantly. Plus, the network effect was immense. And it continues to be honest. In terms of IP, we have the only AI informed neural network, and we have the only full 2D engine. Let's say that the earliest academic publication that is discussing similar methodologies on total different problems is 2019. So in order to build what we have, you need first to build the full 2D hydrodynamic engine, and then you need to train the models to be both agnostic in terms of topography and event. And that is, from our experience, 4 years' time. So.
Great. Can you tell me, as I have seen, you're going to break even with the first client, as I understand it. He is covering the costs of the investment so far.
So actually, the business model currently, which is not based on the AI emulator, but on the traditional hydrodynamics simulator, is as following. In order to produce the high accuracy information on a building level, we need to resolve the flow fields on a catchment area. A catchment area is a large area that might have a lot of clients in there. We are estimating that we have 100 to 1,000 client sites in every catchment area. The cost for the first set is about 25,000, and that's how much we are selling right now. So practically, with the first client that we have in the area, we are sure that we're break even, and then everything else is profit on top. So the second sale is pure profit. But that is until we launch the platform that is going to be fully SaaS and pay as you click. But
okay,
moment,
thank you very much. The time is over. Thank you. Let's continue in chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have to move on to the next startup. The next one is, I think, Gwen with Pelt 8. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Jordanis, for this great intro to climate risks. So my name is Gwen. I am a co-founder at Pelt 8, where we help companies unlocking their sustainability potential. So what does sustainability mean to us? So I'll take one example. According to Swiss Re, half of the global GDP is dependent on high functioning biodiversity. This is only one aspect, outlining how prosperity is strongly dependent on natural and human resources. And for companies to prosper in the years to come, they will need to take into considerations Earth's finite resources for business decisions. Regulations, investors, consumers, employees, or buyers are getting it. And they are asking for action and more transparency. In the coming 3 years, over 50,000 companies in Europe will have to report on their sustainability performance and engagement. But there's one big challenge that remains, is that companies are under-equipped to take action. With Pelt 8, we equip them with a tool to measure their sustainability. Depending on their industries, geography, or size, our SaaS supports them in defining requirements, both for performance monitoring and external disclosures, translate them into indicators, and provide functionalities to centralize the collection of various data formats in one place. And once a company is able to measure, we are providing them access to our marketplace. So companies are able to measure our marketplace is to help them manage their sustainability. The ecosystem is growing, and our marketplace will be a selection of vetted solutions and services that can help our clients progress their sustainability journey through, for instance, better data insights, better financial terms, or as well consulting services on specialized topics. For solution providers, Pelt 8 will become the gateway to provide their services. We are the only integrative solution out there, and our approach is unique. we're getting traction from various service providers, and our very first partnership with Climatic will enable us to provide carbon emission calculations to our first clients. Our team here by Wipkinger-Platz in Zurich has a great mix of experience in digital transformation, and we've worked together before Peltate. And it's complemented with an advisory board of experts, Antonio being global head of climate and energy at Holcim, Svante building the most sustainable data centers in Europe, and Andre having a deep network into asset management and in the private equity space. Since we were incorporated, we have made significant progress. We just graduated from FTEN with 2 other startups in this pitching today. We signed 4 clients, including 6, and we're runner-up at this year's Swiss FinTech Awards. Past our soft launch in September, our key focus will be on the marketplace, both in terms of technology and partnerships. So thank you for listening. My name is Gwen, and we at Peltate help companies unlock their sustainability.
Thank you, Gwen. If you could please stop sharing your screen, then I can see who's holding up their hand.
Oops. Yeah. Now we can see my lack of fluency with technology. Let me do that. All right, my bad. Here we go. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Gwen. I see Tomasz has a question, so let's start with you.
Yes, thank you. I'm just wondering, what is your financial model, i.e., how much are you looking to charge your customers, and what would be the cost of the customer acquisition? Thanks.
Thank you, Tomasz. So we have a subscription model that essentially has 4 categories. One is SME, corporate for companies between 5 and 500 employees, and then we separate between premium and for the larger clients where it's more tailored. So what we're charging for SME is something around 3,000, 1,500 to 3,000 a year. With this, they have a few users have access. They can include a few subsidiaries. And then on top, we charge for additional services such as making their reports audit ready. So we're working as well with audit companies to make sure that the process that is followed to capture the data is audit proof. The possibility to connect with other solutions via APIs, that these are solutions that we're charging on top. Obviously, we want to make the entry level for SMEs a bit lower because we want to encourage these right behaviors. So where we really charge is more for larger organization with more than 20 subsidiaries, where we would be around 30 to 40K. Client acquisition cost. So we haven't spent much money except attending a couple of conferences so far. So our product, our soft launch is coming in September. So right now it's essentially been time invested to get our first 4 to 5 clients. But that's, once we'll start spending more into our marketing and we'll professionalize our approach, our sales approach, I'll be able to give you a proper number. But for now, I cannot say anything concrete.
Okay, thank you. Let's go with Gaio next.
Thank you, Dirk. Hi, Gwen. Nice presentation, interesting model. Can you tell us, can you elaborate more on your competitive landscape and your differentiators as well?
Sure, Gaio. So it is a very competitive market. I think there's a lot of solutions out there that are seizing this sustainability data angle. And where we differentiate ourselves at the moment is around not trying to build all the modules ourselves. Is to build one solution that is industry agnostic, which is essentially the process of collecting the data, managing it in an effective way for performance monitoring and external disclosures. So that applies to every industry. And when we want to get more specific to industries, then we integrate with specialized solutions that are out there. For our clients, that means not having 5 new data sources to get, for example, all their carbon emissions. They get one data source, but can connect to different solutions. And that is something that our competition doesn't propose, as they are essentially trying to develop everything themselves.
Thank you very much for your thorough answer. Good luck.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Jordan, you had a question as well.
So sorry, Dirk, we have no
Go
time,
ahead.
so let's
Okay.
move on, please.
Okay, so Jordan, you'll be first in line for your next question. So let's go with the next startup, please.
Can I ask Jordan one simple question? How does he do it? I mean, raising the hand with a different color.
I don't know. I have Russian hackers that enable me to get into the system.
Great. Look, it's nice to see you, Jordan.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for that clarification. And can you all see the screen now by now?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. All right, then I will dive in. So hi, I'm Janis von Zimmermann, Head of Business Development at Integrity, a powerful blockchain solution that enables secure and compliant processing of sensitive data. We all know that data drives innovation and creates value, but is often locked up by regulations and actually increasingly at risk. To unlock the value of data, we've built a network for enterprises to build applications to process, share, and collaborate on sensitive data in pre-agreed ways. Let's explore how our solution works. So we are combining the power and speed of cutting-edge hardware with the innate trust of a decentralized network. Data is processed within so-called trust execution environments, or in short, called TEs, and the integrity of the process is verified on a blockchain. Let's dive into each of the parts and start with these trust execution environments. So what are they? Trust execution environments are a secure, isolated area within a CPU, so the main processor, inside which computations run securely, confidentially, and verifiably. While encryption as a classical method can protect data at rest and data in transit, using TEs secures data in use and therefore offers security for the entire data lifecycle. You can compare the solution to a safety deposit box for your digital assets, and no one has access to any data in the trusted part, which is separate from everything else, like the operating system, etc. So confidential computing, very brief, hopefully more or less understood now, but how to verify that everything is running as pre-agreed. This is a process called remote attestation, which proves that the application is actually running inside an authenticated TEE, and that the service within the TEE has not been tampered with. We decentralize the process for our clients and register a confirmation of the remote attestation on our network. So why on our network? Because the blockchain is, as you probably know, an open ledger, making it publicly auditable and immutable, which ensures transparency and consumer trust. There are multiple use cases for this technology, but let's focus on our current traction. We will soon launch a confidential computing platform solution on OVH Cloud Marketplace, which is the largest European cloud provider. But what we also experience is a very high demand from Web3 projects. So for example, our partner Iuna, which is a decentralized gaming provider, runs whole performance-heavy gaming engines inside TEs. Another example is the identity firm LittleTree, which uses our solution to securely and confidentially store identity linking information. This is our roadmap. We started already back in 2019 with tech development, and Integrity was then founded around a year ago, secured $6.5 million of funding by renowned Web3 VCs. And this year we had first real projects building upon us, which will become even easier in the future since we are about to launch frameworks that greatly facilitate the building process. And at the end of the year, we seek to raise equity funding. The management team combines a long-standing in-depth blockchain engineering background with strong entrepreneurial drive and business expertise across multiple industries. Let's unchain the value of sensitive data together. Thank you very much for having us here.
Great, thank you very much. Let me see who would like to ask the first question. Jordan, do you have a question? No, not this time. Okay. Adrian.
Okay, so I would like to ask you about the competitors and how it works for the integration of your platform for the companies. Like how that would work? Is there like a flat fee or how the cost looks like, and how quickly you are able to integrate it with your partners, or our customers?
Sure. Yeah. So let's start with the first one. Concerning competitors, we have to differentiate between other Web3 providers for privacy. And actually, there are also, when it comes to this confidential computing technology based on these trust execution environments, then you also have some players from the traditional industry. The Web3 privacy providers, they either use different technology or focus on a different architecture on a high level. So that's the differentiator. While the traditional players focus on very different use cases. To make it easy, because it's quite complex technology, and we focus, so to speak, to make blockchain or decentralized applications better. Yeah, so we solve some of the pressing issues. We offer privacy. We solve the scalability issue that you have in blockchain, while the traditional players focus on, let's say, making hardware security modules, which is making keys secure, etc., on cases like that one. And when it comes to costs, yes, so we have a blockchain, right? So every interaction costs fees with our blockchain, but we offer a stable fee feature, which means that you can pay in US dollars a fee for the interaction, which is fixed, and then it is exchanged into the cryptocurrency and yeah, used as a to provide the service actually. Yeah.
Thank you. I see Gaia has also the question, so I will not ask further.
No worries, Adrian. My question is more concerned about the raising process. So have you raised so far? I mean, or are you a self-funded project, or you already have been raising?
No, so we have raised money, but currently via our cryptocurrency, via private sale, which is now listed. So that's why I mentioned Web3 VCs, and we haven't raised any equity yet, and that's the goal for end of this year.
Thank you for your answer. I would leave it up to Andre.
Hi, thank you for the pitch. I would like to ask, what are your future milestones?
Yeah, so the first one is actually happening very soon. So we really focused on making it easier also in the future for enterprise to use our solution. So that's why we're offering frameworks, which are really just modules to make it easier to build something on top of us. That's the first milestone. And then the next one will be to have value added services on top, so that we actually also build some solutions that you can readily use that don't have to be developed. So I would say that's the broad roadmap.
Great, thank you very much for the discussion. Let's move to the next startup. I think next we have Thor Wallet, please.
Yes, hello everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear and see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, cool. Then I'll begin. Well, thank you so very much for having me here. My name is Marcel Harman, and I'm the founder and CEO of Thor Wallet X. So Thor Wallet is the only non-custodial wallet that allows to swap native crypto assets across chains and earn passive incomes on them. Now, our vision is basically to offer all financial services a person needs, but based on DeFi technology, which is open, fair, and transparent. Now, you know, DeFi is growing super fast. It's probably the fastest growing market right now. And at some months, decentralized exchanges, for example, like Uniswap, make more volume than their centralized counterparty, like Coinbase or Binance. There are already also some decentralized financial products like trading, earning yield, lending and borrowing, even derivatives. The problem is that it's really cumbersome and hard to use. As a matter of fact, cross-chain is not even really possible. You only can swap or trade within one ecosystem like Ethereum or Polkadot. The biggest proof of work, blockchain Bitcoin, is pretty much excluded because, or you can only use it if you use wrapped Bitcoin, for example, which no one really likes. Pretty much DeFi is not ready for the masses. And this is exactly where Thor Wallet steps in and becomes the mobile super app that empowers the user to use financial services based on DeFi without major technology knowledge. Now, how do we make that possible? We put the complex technology part into the background, and the user can just focus on the UI UX. Trading is becoming really easy, and for the first time, also cross-chain. Earning passive income is as simple as pressing a button, and everything is also self-custody. But let's have a look how easy it really is. So I prepared a demo of how easy swapping is within our app. I'm going to trade some BUSD on the Binance chain to Bitcoin. Here I'm going to select Bitcoin. I selected $25 for the swap. I see a preview screen and the estimated fees. Because everything is on-chain and cross-chain, there are varieties of fees. I need to enter the PIN code or Face ID basically for securities reason. Then it gets broadcasted into the network, and that's how easy it is. And when I recorded that, it was actually one of the first cross-chain swaps in history. Now let's also have a look how easy it is to earn, for example. So here you see a selection of our supported pools. And again, I'm going to select BUSD, for example. I'm going to provide $15 worth of BUSD this time. It's pretty simple as well. I have an overview screen. I enter the password. It gets broadcasted to the network, and boom, that's how easy it is. The liquidity is now added to the pool. And at the time of recording, the interest rate was around 68%. Right now, it's somewhere between 20 and 30%.
Please wrap up your pitch.
Sure. So the business model is super easy. With every transaction, we make a small income, a small fee. We are close to hitting $100 million volume and $200,000 of income since the first 6 trading months. We also have our own token. It's pretty simple. The more tokens you have, the more premium features get unlocked and the lower are the fees. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, I see familiar faces. So, Gaio, you want to go with your question?
Thank you. I feel a bit bad because, you know, this is my 3rd question in a row, but okay, I'll try and shoot it out. Well, great presentation. You almost covered everything that is important and it interests us as an investors. Nevertheless, can you tell us a bit more about your current traction and your forecast for the next 3 to 5 years? And why is that you need money for your expansion? I mean, you're planning to raise from the event, or and generally, what is the outcome of the investment in terms of your platform development? Can you tell us a bit about that as well? But first and foremost, start with discussion on traction.
All right, sure. So we hit many downloads a day, somewhere between 50 to 200. It's pretty much organic. We do not spend too much money on online marketing. As a matter of fact, we reduced it now to close to zero, as we are in a bear market, and that would be kind of unwise to have those user acquisition costs if organic growth is still high enough. I do see still a lot of traction in the coming months because we are the only wallet that do allow cross-chain swaps. So there is no real competitor in that regard. So they must come to us. But generally, crypto market is heading into a bear market, pretty much as like maybe the global economy. So we're in building mode for the next up to 2 years. We also have a runway of up to 2 years. If we raise money, it's with strategic investors who can bring a value added to us going forward. And the funds would be used basically to initiate the growth even further. Maybe not right now, but maybe in around 12 months from now when the market gets a little bit better. Yeah, you need to be really fast. When you see that the market is turning around, you need to be among the first to hit the pedal on the gas.
Thank you for an honest answer, and good luck with your future endeavor.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Adrian, please go ahead.
So you mentioned that there are no other competitors who are doing that. Is it just because of that cross-chain swaps? So do you see any possibility that any of the major like Uniswap or Coinbase will start introducing something similar to your functionality?
Yes, sure. So, well, quickly competitor analysis maybe. So if you look within this, everything is based on Thor chain technology. Thor chain itself in the ecosystem, there is like Thor swap, for example, but they do not have a mobile version. Then if you go outside the ecosystem like Uniswap, yes, they could integrate Thor chain. It's not mobile based. To integrate Thor chain is not as easy yet. The core developers of Thor chain, which we are closely working with, try to make it simpler. That's one of their core tasks, but it's still pretty complex. It's even more so complex to put it on a mobile phone with native React to make the user experience really smooth, and then like even with lower mobile Android phones. So for example, Trust Wallet, one of the biggest one, they announced that they want to integrate it probably around a year ago. After a month of development, they said they're not going to implement it until it's easier to do so. We assume that eventually everyone will use Thorchain. We just use the competitive advantage right now we have to grow as quick as possible.
Okay, great. Thank you. I see, Andre, you have a question, but in terms of timing, we need to move to the next startup. So maybe you can ask one of the coming startups a question. Next is Admin. Can you please share your presentation?
Yes, sure. Hi, everyone. Let me know if you should see my screen.
We can see it.
Good. Let me just, I need to remove myself from the side here. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Stefan, and I'm the founder of Admin, the easiest input manager and document organizer, routing all inbound mail to the right place automatically. And the reason we do this is because we've all felt overwhelmed at some point with documents, whether they're still paper-based through post or cluttering our inboxes. We also always need to know what to do with the document. Has this offer been sent out? Is this contract validated? Is this invoice been paid? And lastly, when disorganized on traditional drives or worse, archived physically, finding back information and key documents is generally cumbersome and quite frustrating. So we built Admin. It's the simplest API-first software as a service, essentially turning all those repetitive, low-value manual tasks into automated, enjoyable experiences. It's compliant by design, and our app is cheap, it's fast, and it's extremely easy to use. The way it works is we first help you capture any physical documents, if you still have some, and we also provide you with a PDF inbox to which you can redirect any PDF from email that you can share with partners, clients, or providers, and can be also used from the printer or scanner at the office. Of course, since it's API first, we can also fetch documents from other most used apps that you may have to then smart scan the document. Every inbound document is extracted. We extract all the keywords, all the information, and structure it for you to make better decision faster. That helps us automate classification, and classification is not only about folders, it's also making sure that it's distributed to the right person and that it follows the flows and the processes that you expect it to go through. Lastly, we help you manage the documents. So aside from the settings of the accounts that are super easy to set up, we provide you with a task dashboard that essentially gather all the documents that require your attention. And lastly, you've probably guessed it, we can push information to other apps. Think of an invoice, for example, that went through 3 validation that can be accounted for in the accounting system and maybe even paid by your bank account. It's an exciting time. We have our first direct B2B paid clients. The next step for us is to activate marketing, which we haven't done so far. It's only word of mouth. But we most importantly have 3 big POCs with technology, fiduciary, and banking companies that help us to acquire clients at scale. And you probably guessed it also, we have a strategy based on our API to essentially connect with relevant other digital solution that brings relevance in terms of document usage. Our team is based out of Lausanne. I am essentially the only one not coding in the company today. We're backed by an amazing team of advisors and also trusted by first clients, partners, and supportive organization. So yes, if that resonates, please feel free to connect. My name is Stefan. Join us in our mission to accelerate the shift to a more convenient paperless office. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stefan. So, Andre, do you have a question?
Yes, yes. Hi, Stefan. Thank you very much for the pitch. I would like to ask if you could elaborate a little bit further on the competition, like the market competition.
Yeah, sure. I didn't get the last word you used, the direct competition you said, or?
On the competition, the market competition, who are your competitors?
The market competition, yeah, sure. So it can be split into three blocks. The first one are substitutes, so Google Drives, Dropbox used by smaller companies that really become quite complementary, not only in terms of storage, but because you have the entire, what I would refer to as the working table. You have Word, PowerPoint, Excel. So we connect to those solutions, so make them complementary to our solution. Then you have the direct competition, the M-Files, DocuWare, all the way to the Island solutions. Those solutions are quite aging in terms of technology, and they're super hard to integrate. Essentially not entirely web first. So you're looking at, in Switzerland, for example, you're looking at a minimum of 5, 10, generally 15, 20 grand just to set up. Whereas I can, and I did set up clients account from my couch on a Sunday morning on my mobile. To exemplify a little bit the difference. And then you have, I would say, that the long shots, it's the SAPs and the open text type of information management systems that will someday tackle. But for now, we're more focusing on the low-hanging fruits, so to say.
Great, thank you very much. Stefan, would you like to go next?
Yes, with pleasure. So it's a very interesting solution. Just wanted to know how you track your quality control. Imagine so capturing documents and then saving them in the wrong folders, the wrong person's receiving that stuff. So how are you doing that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for detailing a bit what quality control was in the context, of course. So quality control for us is twofold. The first one is how our infrastructure works. And I'm using my two hands here because on one side, we have our API that essentially our app calls for every action. And on the other side, we have the users' databases. And we use a technology, it's our key partner on that project called Preve, where we have one database per user that guarantees the integrity and privacy, auditability and traceability of every key action on the documents. And then within an account, you have then the access rights. And the access rights are currently done by users, but they will also be split by actions going forward, essentially allowing the administrator of the account, the owner of the account, to make sure that they can very granularly control who, when people or users and members or even external clients access documentation. And with the activity log, you can essentially have this, auditable logs of everything that's being done on your document. Now, it's a good question. Maybe to conclude on that, we recently reached out to certification companies. It's a long process. One of our clients is Swiss Post, and they've just been, had their certification. So it's a long shot. Maybe I'll conclude also by saying, unfortunately, on a personal level, the compliance, at least in Switzerland, we have one large client in France where regulation is different, but in Switzerland, unfortunately, the compliance, the traceability, auditability is probably the last thing that companies, at least less than 100 and 150 employees, look at or are aware of, because we don't have that much of a regulated space, which is also a good thing at the same time. But unless you're in the banking, financial, wealth management space, then of course we're going the startup way. But we already guarantee this by design.
Okay, thank you very much. It's time to move to the next presenter. Next on is Idonic, please.
Yes, hello everyone. Can you see my screen?
We can indeed.
Great, thank you so much for having us. I'm the founder and CEO of Idonic. My name is Severius, based in Zug, Switzerland, where we are headquartered. I myself spent the last 10 years on the ground in the Middle East and Africa, providing humanitarian aid and sustainable development project to help people in need, displaced families with programs across the globe. And during that time, we basically faced challenges and difficulties to provide humanitarian aid also across the sector with partner organizations. So during that time, we basically then designed an idea, a technical solution to basically help humanitarian actors to become more efficient, more transparent, but also more accountable in the way they provide humanitarian aid and development programs. Nowadays, many or most of the organizations rely on Excel spreadsheets to manage data, but also to onboard beneficiaries and to report back to donors and institutional funders. This can cause human error and difficulties. So we develop basically a one-stop platform, a single solution that can manage all the tasks and activities of humanitarian organizations, from beneficiary onboarding to transacting e-vouchers, digital cash, but also distributing entitlements, fully transparent and trackable in real time. Reports can be downloaded and distributed among donors and institutional funders and governments. The platform is a B2B solution with different components that can also fulfill different other activities and tasks of organizations to help them in the digitization process and make them fully accountable and transparent. The market is a $600 billion space, which is tendency growing because of climate change, ongoing conflicts and wars, where people are increasingly in need of donations, of funding, of food, of cash and e-vouchers. Our business model is a transaction per volume, where we charge organizations based on the volume they transact through the platform, but also a subscription fee depending on the pricing plan. Our closest competitor is Red Rose, where we have the main differentiations basically using blockchain technology for transparency and accountability purposes, but also having an ecosystem. We have 2 signed B2B agreements with 2 organizations that have a combined volume of 1.1 billion in donation funding, but also 6 other organizations in the pipeline. We are internationally recognized by multiple awards and also won the Cutting Edge Creativity Award by 14 largest humanitarian organizations. Our team consists of half of us former humanitarians that worked with large international organizations, but also blockchain experts, which have the necessary tech skills to build the tailored solution and custom solutions to humanitarian organizations. If you're interested to learn more, of course, reach out and we are happy to provide you further more information and details about our tech. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. If you can please stop sharing your screen. Yeah, perfect. Okay, Gaio, I guess it's going to be you because I don't see anyone else. Do you want to go ahead with your question?
I'm doomed for that. Luckily, we have a small but chosen team. Thank you, Dirk, once more for the opportunity. A really good presentation, interesting concept. Can you tell us a bit more about your target market, how you're planning to grasp it a bit more? I mean, have success in reaching the heights of your plans.
Yes, we have a very strong B2B team that comes with existing network of humanitarian organizations, NGOs, global actors within the humanitarian space, including Red Cross. So we are basically approaching them with the solution. There are long processes to onboard them, to convince them, and to acquire them, but we are quite successful so far, as we are basically one of the first movers using blockchain for tokenization of aid. That puts us in a very unique unique position in the space, but also with the increasing demand for digital cash distributions to people in need. We are having an open API to Western Union. We are basically the only fintech worldwide that has a direct integration to Western Union to distribute cash to people in need in more than 190 countries.
Thank you for answering that question. I have one more, if it's not a
Sorry,
problem.
can I maybe pick someone else if that's okay? Because
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Thanks for the answer.
Thank you, Gaio.
Appreciate it.
Jordan, let's go with you.
Good morning. Really well done. Excellent company. Let's talk about it as a business. Tell me about your projections in 2022, 23, 24, and when do you achieve, be cash positive as well as your profit margins?
So our goal is basically, we just launched basically early this year, end of last year. We signed already 2 big agreements. Our goal is to have revenue of 200K by end of this year, and being cash positive by Q3 next year, reaching the break even, and increasing then basically by 100% of revenue. So we are looking into 1.5 million revenue next year, and then doubling up the following years.
And what stage is your product? Is it MVP? Is it general availability?
No, it's fully developed and operational and already in place, mainly in Poland and Ukraine right now to help the war victims on the ground, but also in Africa and Middle East.
Okay, well done. I'd love to talk to you when you have a chance.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think maybe we can squeeze in one more. Stefan, do you have a quick one?
Yeah, very quick one, because I found it very clever that you also partner with Western Union, because my question was around, would it also make sense to extend it directly to the people in those different countries? And just wanted to know if you have a geographical limit, or because social impact goes in many directions, has different forms. How do you define it, and which projects have you for the moment done with your different partners?
That are a few questions. Yeah. So we are not limited to Western Union. We are not limited to any geographical region except for sanctioned countries, but there also humanitarian aid is accepted in some cases. So we are still working with legal regulatory authorities. And what was the third question? Sorry.
If it would make sense to find also or deploy the solution directly to those people, for example, like in Africa or Southeastern Asia, etc.
So we have indeed a B2C solution as well, which was connected from crowdfunding campaigns directly connected to wallets of beneficiaries. But we moved to fully B2B at the moment, just due to a strategy which brings us basically a faster return on revenue. But we have a B2C strategy indeed, which is very powerful, where we can basically create wallets for every single recipient directly and connect him to donors in real time, where the donor can track basically his impact on the platform. So I can also show that with separate presentations more in detail how we developed it. But it's definitely part of the strategy. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much. Let's move to cow level, please.
Yes, so I try to share my screen. Can you see that?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. What's wrong here? With my techniques, so now we go. So hello, who of you is playing online computer games or have been playing them? I cannot ask you to raise your hands, or I cannot see it, but for those who hear me, I see some of the 3 billion gamers in here in this call today as well. The next question would be, who of you have kids who play online computer games? I guess there are a few of you who think, hear me again. So thanks again, my name is Boris Svoboda. I'm founder and CEO of Cow Level AG, FinTech and Gaming. We built FitMe. It is an exchange for virtual in-game items out of computer games. So what are these in-game items? Items used in the virtual worlds could be racing cards, armor or weapons, trading cards, currencies the people need to pursue their hobby. The virtual worlds developed a lot over the last 20 years. Hundreds of millions of people attending these regularly, trading their virtual items like we exchange goods on eBay or Ricardo. Can you imagine? Per minute, about $150,000 US worth of in-game items are changing hands worldwide. The entire market is as big as the international yogurt market, yummy, and bigger as the sneakers market. Surprisingly, there are a lot of problems for all the stakeholders. Gamers get frauded, no transparency, what is the right price? And game studios do not have access to the secondary market. The financial world is missing out completely on this gigantic swarm wealth. We call it new commodity. We did not invent the wheel again. Exchanges are one of the most proven business cases. We just spotted this existing $80 billion market of trading virtual items without an exchange and built one. Our system is ready to host 5 million customers, 200,000 simultaneously. This is actually quite a lot. And our revenue is generated by commission on turnover. There's 3 billion gamers out there, of which about a half pay regularly money for their passion. It is no question at all that there's an exchange coming to the gaming universe, which is bigger than music and Hollywood combined, solving the problems of fraud and intransparency. My co-founder Stefan and me have decades of experience in an electronically financial high volume trading, and I spent more than 60,000 hours in the virtual worlds. This is quite a lot as well, and started trading the in-game items in the year 2005. Being exchange people, we have tokenized our shares compliantly onshore in Switzerland, and Berner Kantonalbank has chosen us to be the pilot emittent on their new marketplace for tokenized assets, SMEX. We would love contacting us, if you want to support us, want to invest and get more information about accessing the SMEX, partner up, list your in-game items or as a game publisher or studio, or if you just want to have more detailed information. Thank you very much for your attention.
Great, thank you.
Now I should stop sharing my screen and I do my best.
Yeah.
Now Zoom is gone. I usually don't use Zoom. I'm so sorry for that. Hi, Gwen. I think my window is gone. I tried to get rid of it and come back. No, it's not good. We want to talk about it. I would need some help to find my window.
Boris, you just need to go and look at the top of your screen and then there should be written stop share. I usually use Microsoft Teams, so I was too dumb to figure it out.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, Gwen. How are you?
Good.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for that, gentlemen.
Kai, let's start with you.
Cool, thanks. Very, very interesting topic, and I've been following that market obviously for a long time. There's, as you mentioned, there's a lot of gray-ish solutions out there. I'm wondering how you're going to approach studios and publishers and what your arguments are going to be, because so far there has been quite some hesitance for them to, put their IP out there on a marketplace like that.
Absolutely, spot on question. There are a lot of other people trying to enter this market, and they mainly look at how can I benefit. So what we are doing is we have a different approach. We think, how can we bring a benefit to all the other stakeholders? So as I mentioned, Stefan and me, we know how architectures of exchanges are functioning. That is the easy part. So we build that, enhance it, put a shop system on the best price execution exchange, which is something new because the gamers are used to click and buy. And our approach is completely different. So the studios love to have their software actually completely closed, nobody in there, because as you especially, Kai, may know, that the gamers are pretty crawling into everything. And we basically want to offer our solution up to the software of the game studios and give them the umbrella of all the stuff which they are not allowed to do. So this is one of the main points which are stopping the industry going ahead. For example, if we think about World of Warcraft Gold, which is roughly trading for about 10 billion US dollars a year, although it is forbidden, the main part Blizzard is not taking part is because they would create a currency. So for us, it is very helpful that in the last year, a lot of currency creating was happening with cryptocurrency. Thank you very much for that. And we basically have the approach to regulate ourselves. That's why we are in Switzerland. That's why we are talking to FINMA, that we can basically give an umbrella to the software providers, that they can stay software producing, and we take the trading part and all the KYC, AML, money transferring, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Cool. If you were in Cologne for Gamescom, I'd love to have a chat.
We will definitely be.
If you like.
Great. Let's go with Jordan next. No, that was from the previous one. Okay. Adrian?
I gotta admit, I absolutely love the name of the company. Yeah.
So you know it.
Yeah. I know the cow level, although the Blizzard doesn't have the best PR recently. But what I wanted to ask you is like your current traction. So is it already available? You can sell something, or you're working on the partnerships with?
We are encountering a couple of hurdles. The biggest one is actually the regulationary one. So we are talking to the regulators here in Switzerland what we are allowed to do in which area and so on. So we have just one blockchain game live because on the way the way we decided to go is being completely on the white side. We do not want to touch anything which is allowed. So theoretically we could open up because our first edition is completely ready. With AWS Kubernetes, as I mentioned, we can serve 200,000 people simultaneously. This is quite big actually. And at the moment, we are going step by step, following regulations and possibilities. And of course, we are looking to partner up with some studios. And our go-to-market is basically onboarding small blockchain games, proving it. We have two lanes of administration in the trades. One is by hand with a railed flow, and one is automatic. And onboarding small games, not for profit, but by showing that it is working. And as soon as we get obviously one of the bigger studios, then the go-to-market is finished.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Looking at the time, maybe we can have a quick one. Stefan, is yours quick? Then you.
Yes, I mean, it was just an extension because I wanted to know if they already have some existing customers and how the first discussions with the studios went, but also to ask directly the question, what would hinder a studio to create such solution on their own? Like Epic Games with many internal games, Fortnite, etc.
Yes, I can tell you. I mean, first of all, they encounter the same problem with the regulators. And the second one, think about a bank is opening up an exchange. We are in Switzerland, so UBS is opening up an exchange. Credit Suisse will certainly not trade on it because they give their information and the data to UBS. So at the end of the day, they could make up a situation for them own. But it is more interesting. We have, for example, in the pipeline, if our markets are liquid, we have a so-called inter-game swap that then you basically can take, let's say, the currency out of the new game and transform it into another game. And that is the interesting part for the gamers.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Deep Square, please.
Good morning, good evening all. How are you doing? Thanks all for hanging in there. It seems a couple have dropped off. My name is Dee. Deep Square is all about sustainable, decentralized cloud computing as an ecosystem. We do see ourselves as the layer 0 for the interoperable cloud. We have a particular focus on high performance computing. It's kind of where we come from. There are a number of challenges or problems that are out there. First of all, the centralization of these compute resources. Of course, high performance computing brings with it sustainability challenges. There's a lack of transparency in pricing mechanisms and other mechanisms. And that's what we look to address, all of these. Also making sure that we offer an inclusive ecosystem. This is really a true alternative to centralized large tech. And as I mentioned previously, we have a particular focus on high performance computing, which is our niche that we're starting off from. So what can you do in the ecosystem, in the Deep Square ecosystem? You can train and deploy AI models. You can build and host games. You can render movies, perform climate modeling and simulation. You can host blockchain validator nodes and even build and host your own metaverse, but so much more. It's all about innovation and putting it and making it available to the people. We see two classes of competition that we have. On one side, we have the centralized large tech. And on the other side, we have the decentralized networks. With the decentralized networks, they're more of a partnering opportunity because we offer this HPC, this high performance computing focus. But we really took the sustainability first option. This is what brought the founders of Deep Square together. We also have to offer enterprise-grade hardware, as indeed things like AI and parallelization depends on that, and not just on GPUs and CPUs in somebody's house. The total market is $1 trillion market in the next 10 years. However, we are especially focusing on the high-performance computing as a service market right now. We have a big mix of expertise and mature grey heads and quite a lot of young talent as well. We back up, of course, with advisors in areas where we need some support. We started developing our cluster management software in 2019. We founded the association in Zug last year. This year, we're super focused on onboarding customers and grid partners and looking to the future. You know, by 2025, we really want to have that customer base built up, etc. In summary, where are we? We have our proof of concept cluster deployed in Sion. It's already serving customers and it is connected to the district heating. We've got 2 more sites coming online in August. We have released and open sourced our cluster management software, Cluster Factory. We offer a serverless experience. So it's not that people have to go and configure their own environment and security, etc. We offer something ready to use. We've built up a pipeline of customers and grid partners, and we've raised 3 million so far. Really, we see that the web was meant to serve the democratization of information and knowledge. We're still somewhere between Web 2 and Web 3, and in this incarnation, we've got a chance of doing things right. Very happy to field any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Okay, Jordan, please go ahead.
Well done, really good presentation. The rest of the money or whatever you're raising, what's the intended purpose of it, and what happens once the money is efficiently used? What will you see on product, on sales, on revenue, on team, and what have you?
Part of it is on the hardware. So to extend our network, hardware is expensive, and especially high performance compute hardware. Part of it also has to do with product development. We offer this serverless experience, meaning we have to integrate applications and make them available directly. That requires quite a bit of team and expertise. Also on marketing as well, for grid partners, for additional applications, for end customers.
Percentage of the money going on hardware is how much?
It's around 30%.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, I'll take another one, but I'll leave it to the rest of the team.
I believe we have the famous question master himself here.
Go for it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. A great presentation. I must concur with Jordan. My question would concern more about your target market. Can you tell us what is your serviceable, obtainable market?
Yeah, the market we're after right now, or what we're focusing on, has very much to do with AI startups and scale-ups, which is the most easily addressable market for us. We're doing that through incubators, accelerators, venture builders, very much trying to go for multiplicators rather than going after individuals. As you know, it's quite a time-consuming thing, prospecting in that regard. If we're talking about the size of that market, as I indicated, it'll be around 17 billion by 2026. Just to give you a quick customer profile, these people are spending between 1,000 and 20,000 per month on services like AWS and MS Azure and others today. And they're the ones that we're looking to capture right now, mostly.
Thanks for the answer. Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you very much. So I believe then we move on to Zario, please.
Okay, let me start the screen sharing. Hello, everybody. My name is Andre. And I want to tell you more about the app Zario and how it all started with the personal story. I always had a problem of spending too much time on this device. And I only realized in one day after a call, my boss called me and she's like, Andre, we have to talk. You're one of the best people in my team, but you are terribly distracted and it's a no-go that you keep swiping on Tinder when you are in a meeting. And then I was like, surprised, shocked. I didn't, I wasn't even aware of doing that. That for me started a journey where I tried like setting restrictions, doing many things. But what eventually helped me after a couple of months was when I discovered the psychology that was the underlying problem, the root cause of my phone addiction. And then I looked around and I was like, hey, Generation Y and Z spend 7 hours a day on their phones. It's a massive problem where, people see it as a problem. 70% spend too much time on their phone, 35% take steps to reduce screen time, and 70% don't manage to do so. And then together with my co-founder, Killian, we decided to build a solution that would have helped me and hopefully is going to help others in the future have a less cumbersome journey to reducing that. That's why we're building an app that combines psychology for lasting change with gamification to have extrinsic motivation to stick, and that helps people change their digital habits. We launched the app in May on both platforms and also very successfully on Product Hunt. We became the #1 product of the day, the 5 products of the week. How it works, you set yourself goals and then the app determines your personalized journey of challenges. And the challenges take you a couple minutes of day. It can be something like making a screen black and white, or to make it less visual appealing, or coming up with a list of hobbies that you would like to do. And then step by step, you replace screen time by real world experiences. Of course, there are competitors in the market, but most of them focus on restrictions that, for my own experience, also research, doesn't work in the long term. There are competitors who focus on changing habits, but what sets us apart is the focus on gamification that helps people stick in the long term. We believe that digital well-being is the next mindfulness, and see similar valuations coming to this space, and big apps developing like Headspace and Calm in the mindfulness space. Our business model right now, we are focusing on B2C freemium with hyper focus on growth, but in the midterm, we see potential in employer sponsor challenges because there's a lot of distraction happening, a lot of money being lost due to phone distraction. There can be also insurance sponsored therapy in countries like Germany or UK, where such products can already be reimbursed up to 100 euros. And we see also potential affiliate marketing and branded challenges. We are a strong team of 2 co-founders with consulting background. I was more on the digital tools building, Killian more on experience building with animation studio. We have strong advisors. One of our advisors is Dr. Severin Haug, who is a leading expert in the world of treating addiction using digital tools. And good news is that you can already download our first MVP in the market. And I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Andre, please go ahead.
Hi, Andre. Thank you for the page. I would like to ask, what's your traction? How many customers do you have so far?
Yeah. So far we had about a little bit more than 7,000 downloads. When we launched, we peaked about 250, 300 daily active users. Now, depending on the weather and the day, we're about 100 to 150 daily active users.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think I saw Adrian earlier, but maybe he withdrew it.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask the same thing that Andre did. So.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, Stefan, please.
Yes, so thanks for taking care of our health and specifically child's health. So, I mean, you mentioned gamification next to the restrictions, or to keep it also on the long run interesting. How can you make that evolve, let's say, for longer terms or longer periods? Because you can imagine we will be more and more digitalized, and it's not because now we survived the kind of like quitting cigarette or smoking for 1 month that we are through. So how can you kind of make sure that people will continue using the app, for example?
Yes, so basically you can see treating this phone addiction against two approaches. One that we currently have in the app goes through the cognitive way, where you make decisions that make scrolling on your phone harder or other activities easier. But then there's a second part that we are currently working on, and that is about the subconscious way. And what we're developing, we call it a circuit breaker. That's a kind of a pop-up that shows every time that you open a distracting app, that gives you the choice of, do you really want to open Instagram or not? And when you don't want to open or don't open it, you receive points and positive reinforcement. So we kind of try to replace the dopamine boost you get from opening Instagram through dopamine boost from getting points and positive feedback. And we believe that this has to stay on your phone forever, because that's the only way you can keep addiction under control. What we will do, we will measure the number of unlocks and kind of reduce it week by week. And that's kind of our plan for the next year. In the next 5 years, our goal is to be able to understand what is the reason why you're opening Instagram in a specific moment, and even be able to say, okay, maybe now it's really time to go to Instagram. Maybe now it's evening, you open Instagram for the 10th time in the last half an hour. You're probably bored, so we should nudge you towards a different behavior. So kind of in the future, we want to be a platform that proposes you alternatives to mindless scrolling that you probably don't have the cognitive resources to choose at that time in the evening.
And also on the solutions, have you sort of things you could propose on the real world experiences? Is there a business model behind that part where you would suggest things?
Yeah, we were really thinking about it. So for now, we are focusing on suggesting rather digital things, such as meditation with the Headspace app or learning a language with Duolingo, because it's much more scalable in the global scale, right, with the countries. But with the focus on challenges, we have the idea that we still need to validate of really teaming up with companies who sell experiences, such as also Airbnb, that could then be turned into a challenge, right? Rather more extreme challenge, something like doing skydiving or bungee jumping, but can also be a walk in the city.
Okay, great, thank you.
Great, thank you very much. We have one more, Cap Zero, are you there?
Yes, we are.
Great.
Trying to. So screen is shared?
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. So first of all, thank you very much for having us here. My name is Benjamin. I'm co-founder of Cap Zero. And as stated, the herbal medicine market alone will grow to around 430 billion by 2028. But there are a lot of challenges in cultivation, sourcing, downstreaming of plant material, not only in this industry, also in cosmetics, food supplements, and food industry. Contamination, crop loss, extinctions are only some of the keywords in the regulated industry, but there is also another major issue Fabio, our CEO and founder, was facing during his career in Big Pharma. It was the inconsistency of plant material. So bad grapes never make good wine. This means that during the downstreaming of the active ingredients in plants, it is crucial what starting material you're working with. So whenever Fabio got the new batch coming in, they had to stop production line, they had to do analytics, they had to adjust parameters for the production line, and they had to restart again. And this was very, very costly. This stop was caused on one side by the quality of the plants, and on the other side also by the inconsistency of the active ingredient in the plant material. So we teamed up and we built a highly efficient and fully automated technology for cultivation of any plant material. By using pure starting material, any medicinal plant can be cultivated fully automatic in our container with 100% aseptic conditions. And we can even go one step further. We can optimize on the fly the cultivation process by using artificial intelligence and a large volume of data. So we automate, standardize, and optimize the production of plant material from DNA to harvested plant. Now to the business model, similar to the Nespresso coffee system, we provide containers, the coffee machines, and we provide the resupply of capsules. But in our case, of course, it's filled with plants and not with coffee. The capsules are inserted into the grow container. The grow container is doing a decontamination process before the capsule opens and is exposed to the atmosphere. The harvest container docks fully automated to the grow container after the plant was grown and can harvest the plant. The end product then can be either listed to our marketplace or it can be used for processing when it's a big pharma company, for example. And we do this with a very high value proposition. We bring up a disruptive technology approach for consistent quality on one hand, but also with less operating costs, less water consumption, less energy consumption, and a way higher yield when it comes to medicinal plants compared to other, let's say, to the conventional indoor farming industries. Our patent is already published at the World Patent Office, status A1, and we were able to already sign LOIs for, meanwhile, more than 1,200 containers. And we won an InnoSwiss grant. And we are now at the point, this will be on the next slide, where we have to build up the manufacturing line to really implement the LOIs and to launch our products on the market. So it's not only to build building the prototype, it's building the manufacturing line. That's why we are in the second financing round. It's a second seed round. We are not making any revenue at the moment. We are raising 4 million. We already were able to secure 800K of it in equity funding. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
Is it unshared? Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah. Stefan, please.
Yes, a very interesting concept. Where are those containers stored, or where will they be stored? Meaning, is it with your client? Will they need then lots of lands in order to place them there, or would it be remaining in your premises? And secondly, how much would then a fully fledged container, let's say, series cost?
So first of all, the containers would be, let's say, decentralized directly at the customer. When it's a pharmaceutical customer, for example, there can also be certain ways. We are having flagship farms, so we are also producing at our premises. But the goal is to have it at the customer's place. A fully equipped grow container at the moment with an assembly in Switzerland at our partner will be 250K in sales price. But we are, let's say, similar to Nespresso again, outsourcing distribution and production of containers to reduce costs.
Great, thank you very much. Gaio, please.
Thank you, Dirk. Great presentation. Can you tell us who are your competitors?
Sorry?
Can you tell us who are your competitors?
Yes, let's say we have competitors, and we did an analysis for technology for GMP certified, like pharma grade certified solutions. There are very small companies. There are, of course, the vertical farming companies like Bovary, like Plant Lab, like the real big ones with even unicorn valuation with pre-IPO funding of, I don't know, 700, 800 million. But they are producing greens and they are producing by themselves. That's a difference. We have competition in not fully automated solutions where people are still walking in the containers.
Thank you very much for your answer. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you very much. I think we would have time for one final question if anyone wants to go forward. It doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, thank you so much to all the startups. To the judges, please look at your scoring. You will have 1 minute to finalize your scoring for all the startups. And then I will announce the results. Okay, the scoring is closed, and we do have the winners. So I'm starting with third place. Cap Zero is third place. Congratulations. Second place we have Deep Square, and the winner today is Idonic. Congratulations, and you will move to the Unicorn Battle Europe event. Yeah, I'm not sure when that's going to take place. Lena or Kate, do you have the date for this already?
Yeah, we will send all the details. It will be online event, and we will send all the details.
Okay, so you will receive
This
the
week
details.
we will send.
Okay, so later this week you will receive the details for the European contest. Yeah, so thank you so much to all the startups. Again, I think the quality of the startups pitching today was really good. I've seen many startup pitches, and I think today was a really great event.
It was.
Also, thank you to the judges for joining. We had quite a few more than last time, so it shows that we are growing. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for being so engaged and supporting the startups. And I hope that there will be some fruitful collaborations arising from this. So thank you so much. And yeah, let's keep in touch. I think we are all on LinkedIn. So hopefully some of us will make new connections. Thank you so much. Any last words, Lena, from you or Kate? Otherwise, I think we can
Yeah,
wrap
I just
up.
would like to say thank you for being with us today. It was a great event, and thank you so much, Dirk, for you. You are amazing MC.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Hope to see you in nearest time, all of you. Stay in
A
touch on LinkedIn as usual.
A couple of thoughts. Derek, really well done. This is great. Please repeat this again and again and again. I really enjoyed it. And Idonic, there's 87 million Swiss people depending on you to win the competition. So do not let them down.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Dirk, thanks. It was really good.